Hey guys, Tommy with Studio Sense. Welcome to a new day, brand new video. Happy that you took some time out of your no doubt busy schedule to sit in front of your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, wherever you are right now, your TV maybe, to relax a little bit and talk about one of our favorite subjects, of course, fragrance, and in particular men's fragrance. Wherever you are in your fragrance journey, one of the things you may discover, if you haven't already discovered it, there's this idea in the fragrance community that it's not good to wear fragrances that everyone is wearing. In other words, if there's a popular fragrance out there and you like it, you should probably avoid it because everybody smells like Dior Sauvage, or everybody smells like Creed Aventus, or whatever the fragrance of the year or the decade is. And while I certainly don't recommend buying into that, absolutely wear what you want to wear, not what anyone else recommends or requires you to wear. However, if you are looking for fragrances that are extremely unique and fragrances that not everyone is wearing, then you are in luck, because that's what today's video is about. I'm going to be talking about 7 fragrances that are extremely unique that you need to be wearing. Yes, see what I did there? The pun is in the title. So when we come back, we're going to take a look at those 7 fragrances. That and more is coming your way, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So yes, there's nothing wrong with wearing fragrances like Dior Sauvage. If you have Sauvage in your fragrance collection, absolutely wear it. If you like it, if it's your favorite fragrance, wear it all the time. If it's your signature scent or you want it to be, wear it all the time. But if you are a aficionado, or if you're just getting into fragrances, you're still kind of trying to discover what it is that you like or what it is that you want to wear, and you kind of want to be getting into something a little bit unique and maybe something that not everyone knows about or not everyone is wearing, then that's what we're going to be talking about today. I've got 7 blue fragrances that are perfect for warmer weather, summertime. The first blue fragrance that I want to talk about that is very unique, not everyone is wearing, is actually from a designer that is better known for cold weather fragrances. This is a great niche-like quality designer. It is from the house of Issey Miyake, Nuit de Sea Blue Astral. Blue Astral is probably the best blue fragrance that Issey Miyake makes currently. I think Blue Astral is a bit more of a blue fragrance than is Bois Arctique, which is the latest Issey Miyake release. Bois Arctique is more like Noir Argent, so it's more of a cold weather or cooler weather fragrance, although you can wear it any time of year. You can wear it in summertime, but this one lends itself on the blue genre side of things. It opens appropriately with lime and coriander, so you've got this nice citrusy, spicy open. It's a very well textured fragrance with some leathery notes in the heart. Then you move into a base of amber and some wood. So you've got some little bit of resin, a little bit of darkness in the base, and some light woods, but that kind of leather texture feel along with the citrus spicy open is kind of what makes this a unique blue fragrance. And again, not everyone is wearing or even knows about Issey Miyake Nuit de Sea Blue Astral. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already tried it. The next fragrance I want to bring to your attention that not everyone knows about or not everyone is wearing is from a designer that it's almost like this designer for the past several years has been trying to quietly recede into the background. It doesn't feel like they've redoubled their efforts, at least recently, to produce anything that's going to be massively appealing or be massively compliment pulling. However, this is actually one of those, and I think it's underappreciated, underutilized, and therefore it fits in this category of unique blue fragrances that not everyone is wearing. It is a Mr. Burberry fragrance. It is Mr. Burberry Element. I happened to get the small bottle for that very reason, because their past several releases weren't that great, and I wasn't expecting much from Element, but it's probably one of the more modern man kind of feeling fragrances. And what I mean by that is it kind of leans more towards what you might expect out of a modern blue fragrance. It opens with a unique bitter almond note. In the heart, you get this really sharp juniper berry that actually kind of works really well together with that bitter almond. Then in the base, you get a good bit of oak moss and ambergris or ambroxan, and that's kind of what gives it that modern air, that modern feel. It smells like a fragrance is going to perform really well and that other people are going to smell and like, and in turn give you a compliment on. And that's exactly where Element is trying to fit in designer fragrance, that everyone can find something that they like about it. And that's why I enjoy this and why I think more people should enjoy it. Mr. Burberry Element. Now this next blue fragrance is not going to be for everyone. It is very unique and it fits in the genre of blue fragrances that are slightly barbershop, slightly mature. It's almost like if Terry d'Hermes got together with Narciso Rodriguez for him and had a baby, then Cartier Declaration Essence would probably be the result. It's a very musky, dank, spicy kind of blue fragrance, and those are unique attributes to be fitting together in a single fragrance, and that's where this fragrance kind of shines. It's got more of a aristocratic, mature approach. This to me is a fragrance that a philanthropist might wear. Someone who already has made plenty of choices to be successful, and now they want to help other people be successful. Kind of the vibe that I get from Cartier's Declaration Essence. You've got bergamot, orange in the open, you've got cedar, oak moss, there's a good bit of, I think there's even some ambergris in this, in the base. There's a good bit of moss in the base along with rosewood and vetiver. So you get this dry, elegant, woodsy, leathery kind of sensation and feel that is definitely one of the more unique designer fragrance houses that are edging niche is Cartier. Some of their fragrances are. This is definitely one of them, and for the price, it's very well worth it. Cartier Declaration Essence. Next up is a fragrance that kind of was released on the heels of the first fragrance in the line that didn't do that well. So I think they were trying to take all the pieces and parts out of the first release and improve upon it, and they actually successfully did. It's a Dolce & Gabbana fragrance. It is K, the Eau de Parfum version. Now there's nothing wrong with K, the Eau de Toilette, but everything about that fragrance that needed to be kind of tweaked has been tweaked and improved upon in the Eau de Parfum version. If you like juniper berry as a fragrant note and you smell a fragrance and you're like, I just wish it had more juniper in it, then you'll really like K Eau de Parfum because it's a primarily juniper lavender fragrance who's had the sharp edges of the fragrance smoothed and polished by notes like fig milk. There's a good bit of fig in here. There's blood orange and various spices that work supremely well together. And it's a very laundry fresh kind of fragrance. So if you're a fan of fragrances like Prada L'Homme, this fits within that category. But it's fairly unique as a result of that too, because not a ton of people, again, loved the original K. And so people kind of shied away from K the Eau de Parfum, but definitely give it a shot if you haven't tried it out. You might just find your next signature scent. I really like it personally, and I think it's one of the more underutilized fragrances of Dolce & Gabbana. Next up is another fragrance that's not supremely well known. It's kind of from a subsidiary of Hugo Boss, and that is Baldessarini. Kind of a hard name to say. An Italian designer, but they do make some really good fragrances, and this is among them. It is Ombre Eau Fraiche. Similar to Cartier Declaration, it's a mature man's fragrance. Now don't let the Eau Fraiche often makes you think of youth, vibrancy, energy. Those are great, but that's not what this is. This isn't one of those, it's not like Versace Man Eau Fraiche. It opens with some very aromatic notes, including watermelon and bergamot, so very citrusy, very summer oriented. You've got nutmeg, apple, sage, violet leaf, a little bit of cypress in the heart, amber, sandalwood, oak, leather, and patchouli. There are plenty of citrus notes in here on the brighter side of the spectrum. There's a good bit of darker notes, more resinous notes, and balance out the nature of the fragrance, and that's what I really like about Ombre Eau Fraiche. It's a very worthy blind buy. Ombre Eau Fraiche by Baldessarini. Next up in our awesome blue fragrances that unique to be wearing, that are unique to wear, it is from Trussardi. It is Trussardi Riflesso Blue Vibe. Just like the name sounds, it's a very blue vibing kind of fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that is trying to be compliment pulling, and I think successfully done that, but also is wanting to stay kind of on the fence in terms of its uniqueness. It opens with kind of a lightly summertime boozy feel with a rum, Davana, and yuzu. I mean, immediately captures your senses. You're like, what's this? This smells great. Goes into a little bit of a floral with some artemisia, some geranium, but then a really nice hazelnut tops that off. Then it sits on a fantastic base of Italian leather. There's woods and tobacco absolute, which is unusual in a kind of a summertime blue fragrance. If you're having trouble finding Blue Vibe, but you want something very similar to it, or you've tried Blue Vibe and you don't really like it, but you do still want something kind of similar and similarly unique, this is a fragrance that a lot of people used to wear a lot more, I feel, years ago, and not as many people are wearing. It's kind of come back full circle in a way, and that is Versace Dylan Blue. The similarities between Blue Vibe and Dylan Blue are in the dark heart. You've got fig, violet, ambroxan, frankincense. There's a good bit of all of these notes in here to darken it up some and kind of make it somewhat of an edgy blue fragrance, along with a good bit of aquatic notes. Blue Vibe isn't quite as aquatic, but it does share those dark similarities to Versace Dylan Blue, and so either one would be a great pick as a unique blue fragrance that not everybody is wearing. Okay, last of our blue fragrances that are extremely unique and that not everyone is wearing. I might be taking for granted that more people are wearing this than I realize. I hope that's the case because I want this to be an extremely successful fragrance because it's my favorite in this list and one of my absolute favorite blue fragrances to be released in the last year, and that is a Carolina Herrera fragrance, Bad Boy Cobalt. It was a nice surprise as a new release, and that's not often the case. As you well know, a lot of new releases are a little bit lackluster. This is not one of them. I really enjoy there's a black plum and black truffle note in here that vibes so well and works so well together that's what makes this the unique blue fragrance that it is. It opens with an effusive pink pepper and lavender. Now, Bad Boy is known for being very peppery, very spicy. That's kind of its claim to fame. They carry that over into the DNA of Cobalt, but then they blew it up quite a bit. Egyptian geranium, black plum, and then that truffle. You've got truffle in the base, you've got vetiver, cedar wood, and oak. So it's also got a nice prolific woody backbone to rest on. But again, one of the best blue fragrances to be released within the last year. You can see I've used quite a bit of it. I really like the presentation as well, so that's a bonus. Probably the easiest blind buy that you would ever drop money on. You'll really enjoy Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt. Well guys, that's it for my 7 blue unique fragrances that you should be wearing because not everyone knows about these fragrances and not every guy out there is wearing it. It's not like Dior Sauvage or Creed Aventus or an Aventus clone. If you choose one of these to wear or make your signature scent, you'll really enjoy the quality and the uniqueness. If you currently enjoy these fragrances or have any experience with any one of them, let me know what that's like in the comments below. And let me know what you feel are some unique blue fragrances out there that not everyone knows about. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out today's video. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.